The year of 2020 has been a year of waiting. Even before COVID hit, I can remember waiting for spring break to come as we saw the number of cases rising, waiting to see what would happen for the world, for the nation, for right on our campus. And then during spring break, our semester moved virtual, and then we were waiting in the lockdown, waiting to hear about fall. And then fall was announced, and we were then waiting to hear about spring. And now we wait to see, you get the picture. Waiting has been hard. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of wondering, tired of looking to the unknown future of a day when at least we can see one another again, be gathered together once again, when I can actually be with my community because we're all in the same city. All this waiting has me just feeling down. And a lot of it has to do with the current lack of knowing, because typically I get through these hard times of waiting by marking on the calendar that by day X, I know Y will happen. I can look forward to something. Yet these days, it feels a lot like waiting that will never end. Of course, it also reminds me of something Paul said. The way Paul says in his so very pastoral way, as you know, the day of the Lord comes like a thief in the night. Paul says it in this way that says, of course you haven't forgotten, and I know you know it, but just in case, let me tell you again how Jesus told us we don't know the day or the hour, and so we must be prepared. And so we are to wait with expectation and hope. All right, there you go. Just wait expectantly and have hope. Case closed. Have a good week. Oh, you're still here. Oh, you say it's not that simple? Well, you're right. I wish it was. I wish we could just settle into our waiting the way you snuggle into a cozy blanket on a cold winter night. Except for this waiting is a lot more like snuggling up with that itchy wool sweater that keeps you warm, but is much more uncomfortable. I know this year has been uncomfortable for most of us. And yet that does not free us as Christians from waiting with expectant hope for God's grace to transform the world. We are not freed from our responsibility to be hope in a world crying out for it. Freed from our responsibility to build up one another and to prompt one another toward hope that builds each other up so that we are ready and waiting when the day finally comes when God's grace will break free in a way that it has never done before. Now, you may be thinking that sounds great as well, Pastor. Theologically, I'm right there with you, but this COVID thing has me down. Well, friends, I hear that. I live that. Most weeks I spend at least a little bit of time struggling. But guess what? We as Christians, we have a secret weapon to fight off those feelings. And here's the best part. It's right around the corner. That's right. Advent is right around the corner. And if you can believe it, that means Christmas is as well. The living manifestation of hope born in the flesh is right around the corner, and that is a pretty big secret weapon. Now, I will admit that I am pretty adamant that we do not start Christmas until after Thanksgiving, until the Advent season comes. And even then in Advent, we're really focused on Advent because we don't want to jump to Christmas too soon. I'm one of those people who, in fact, will normally be mumbling under my breath when the day after Halloween I start seeing Christmas decorations in stores. But you know what? It is 2020. And it has been a year, and we all need a little hope. So maybe turning to the King of Kings a little early, well, if it's giving us hope, the hope to carry on waiting, and I say go for it. Put up your Christmas tree and remember that the God of all grace is right here with us as we wait. These days, there is no small amount of hope that doesn't do us just a little bit of good. So hold on to it. Look for it and find it in the smallest of ways. Because we're going to be waiting for a little while longer. But the good news is we are hoping in a God who is coming to make all things new, who transforms lives and remakes the universe. And this is the God who has called for us to be ready and to wait, to hurry up and wait. Because the God of all grace is offering us the ultimate truth, and that is that God's love is transforming in the good and the bad and in the in-between and even right now. So friends, find your hope. Hold on to that and be ready. Amen.
Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the ministry here at Christ United Methodist Church, please consider sending a check to Christ UMC at 6200 Gibson Boulevard, Southeast Albuquerque.